So much. Thank you for sharing your time with us and talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat. Prabhuji will be talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, third chapter, texts. I'm so sorry. 269 to 284, Prabhuji. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And we are always looking forward to your classes. So please take over, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं भङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुगीर्दीनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादिपाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda, chapter 3, verse 269 onwards. Chapter 3 of Antya Khanda of Chaitanya Bhagavat is about Mahaprabhu delivering Sarvabhauma, Mahaprabhu exhibiting his six-armed form, and Mahaprabhu's journey to Gauda Desha from Jagannath Puri. That is the background of the chapter. And today we are reading from text 269 onwards. ये समय ईश्वर आइला नीलाचले तखाने प्रतापरुद्र अनाहिक उत्कले. When the Lord came to Nilachal, Maharaj Prataparudra was not present in Orissa. युद्धरसे गियाचेना विजयनगरे अतएव प्रभुना देखिला सेई बारे. He had gone to Vijayanagar on a military campaign. Therefore, he did not see the Lord at that time. When Mahaprabhu arrived in Nilachal, Maharaj Prataparudra was not present there. He had gone south to fight in Vijayanagara. ठाकुर थाकिया कथा दिना नीलाचले पुनः गौड़ देशे आइले न कुतूहले. After spending some days in Nilachal, the Lord returned in jubilation to Gauda Desha. Ganga prati maha anuraga badhaiya ati shikra Gauda Deshe aila chaliya. Feeling increased attachment for Ganga, the Lord quickly returned to Gauda Desha. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has made Utkal Desh, that is Jagannath Puri, and uh, the Samudra there also is glorified as purifying because uh, of the proximity to Jagannath Puri temple. And also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to regularly go to that ocean and take bath there. And it is said that Ganga is rushing towards the ocean so that she can also become part of that. That is one side of it. On the other side, Mahaprabhu also has a very intimate relationship with Ganga Devi, that we know that while Mahaprabhu was a small boy in Navadvip, you know how Ganga Devi would come and touch his lotus feet every time he is walking on the banks of the Ganga and touching the lotus feet. When he was young Nimai, at that time itself, she would come and touch his lotus feet and take his blessings. So there are these things that are glorified: the Ganga, the ocean, and how because of Mahaprabhu's association, these things become very pure. Not only that they are very pure, they are also very purifying. They are purifying by the touch of Ganga, we become purified. That is why everybody is running to all the important places, like Devaprayag and the Sangam in Prayag and various other places where Ganga is flowing and taking dip in Ganga means we become freed from all our papas. So that is the understanding, and that is also correct only. Not that when we sometimes say that is understanding, then people think that is a limited understanding of a limited number of people. No, not like that. Actually, Ganga is purifying because she is flowing, touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, flowing into the material world. And she is held by Lord Shiva. So, in his Jada. So, actually, she becomes doubly purifying. You know, I have had the touched by the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and then held in the hair of Mahadev. So she becomes all the more potent and purifying for everybody who takes bath in her. It is another thing that we take a purifying bath in Ganga and then we go and repeat the sinful activities, thereby by our own violation, we are nullifying the purificatory effect that Ganga Maya has on us. So that is not Ganga's mistake, that is our mistake. Also, in the association of devotees, also, when we are not taking full advantage of it, what happens is that although the sadhu sangha is very purifying, why? Because what happens in sadhu sangha is very important. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically in Chaitanya Charitamrita specifically speaks about the five most potent angas of sadhana bhakti, sadhu sangha, nama kirtan, bhagavat shravan, mathura vas, srimurti, shraddhaya sevan. So actually, when you see, if you take this sadhu sangha, it actually contains the other four things inside that sadhu sangha. Because when there is a sangha of sadhus, automatically there is glorification of the holy name, chanting of the holy name. Automatically there is Bhagavat Shravan. And this all takes place in temples of the Lord, which are as good as pilgrimage places. And also, in all sadhu sangha, the Lord is worshipped either in his archa form or established deity form or informally established deity forms. So actually, these five things put together, that is encapsulated within the concept of sadhu sangha, is very very powerful, and that is why a Mahaprabhu, if we see, he gave a lot of importance for this. So we will always find that Mahaprabhu did not venture alone by himself. He was always going to all these places with the devotees, with the Vaishnavas. And in that association of the devotees, there is always chanting of Harinam. So devotees getting together and chanting Harinam it has two effects primarily. One is that we, while chanting the holy name Harinam in the association of other devotees, we are becoming purified because we are hearing other devotees chanting the holy name and we are ourselves chanting the holy name. And when we do it in the association of Vaishnavas, our consciousness is purer than at other times. So that has a much deeper, larger effect on us as individuals. And when a whole group of people are chanting Harinam, it also positively influences the listeners, all the Shrota, all those people who are listening to us as a group of devotees chanting Hare Krishna. Whether they look at it as a performance, whether they look at it in jest, I mean, in a way of making fun or whatever it is. Stobam, Helanam, Evava, it can be, as it is told in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaikundana Amagrahanam. Anybody who hears and chants the holy name of the Supreme Lord automatically, immediately, Ashesha Aghaharam, that is all the agha, all the papa, all the sins are immediately removed. So therefore, the sadhu sangha and namakirtana that Mahaprabhu emphasizes is very, very powerful, is it not? So this is something that Mahaprabhu has made it as the system in our institution, and Srila Prabhupada has followed that. And Bhagavata Shravana, we see that Mahaprabhu, when he is hearing Bhagavatam, he is hearing Bhagavatam, the topmost, what you call, the deepest portions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, he is hearing, Mahaprabhu is hearing in the association of very close devotees. Because that is at a Rasika level, Mahaprabhu and his Parshadas uh, chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam slokas and entering deeply into the meaning of those slokas. Like that, they are serving the Srimad Bhagavatam by hearing. So, similarly, we are also doing, although we may not be Rasika Bhaktas, we are just sadhakas, but as part of our sadhana, we are every day reading, hearing, or discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, that is immensely purifying. We are in the holy month of Kartik, so we are expected to have increased Shravana, because that is, this month has, uh, how can we say, 1,000 times more beneficial than than any other month. So therefore, it is very important that this Bhagavata Shravana in the association of devotees, Bhagavata Shravana from devotees, it's all very, very important, very beneficial. And not only that, by constantly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam only, we actually develop attraction for the personality of Krishna. Because it not only Srimad Bhagavatam not only discusses the what you call the name of the Supreme Lord, it is also discussing the guna of the Supreme Lord, all the wonderfully transcendental, attractive qualities of the Supreme Lord is discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It also discusses the unmatched transcendental beauty of the Supreme Lord, and it also discusses the unmatched sweet leelas of Krishna in the various rasas with his various devotees. You know. So put together, this is that package that makes one completely attracted to Krishna over and above all the other attractions, the mundane material attractions that we are subjected to on a day-to-day basis. So Bhagavata Shravana, like that, hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, accompanied by chanting of the holy name. And this whole process, when we do it, wherever we do it with the deity of Krishna or even with the photo of Krishna, automatically that place becomes like a dham, that Mathura Vasa. Because Mathura Vasa is something, the literal Mathura Vasa may not be possible. You know. Therefore, we have to create, like Prabhupada said, no, that I am bringing Vrindavan to you. Because why Prabhupada, wherever Prabhupada went, was Vrindavan. Why? Because he is carrying Krishna, he is carrying the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, that place becomes Vrindavan when we discuss. Because actually Srila Prabhupada is the carrier of the Srimad Bhagavatam to the rest of the world, we can say. When Srila Prabhupada he started his journey in Jaladuta, when the ship berthed in Kochi, that is in Kerala, that is where the sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, the trunks full of Srimad Bhagavatam was loaded into Jaladuta in Kochi. So somebody was asking that Swamiji, so you are carrying this Srimad Bhagavatam to the west, to America, and Srila Prabhupada said, no, Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America, and I am accompanying the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America. I am accompanying the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada simply considered himself as somebody who is accompanying the Srimad Bhagavatam, facilitating the journey of Srimad Bhagavatam to the other side of the world. And what a wonderful arrangement he made, that he delivered the Srimad Bhagavatam to the whole world, thereby bringing that prophecy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he executed it. Hare Krishna, sorry for that brief interruption. So, this Bhagavata Shravana that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, when accompanied by Sadhu Sangha, or when we are hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of the devotees from Vaishnavas, with Vaishnavas, it actually helps us to develop our attraction for Krishna. It is not an ordinary thing. And that is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put this as among the 5 most important things in sadhana. Because what is as a sadhaka, as an aspiring devotee, trying to become the servant of Krishna, what is it that we want? We want to become a servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna by serving the devotees and becoming attached to that service to the Supreme Lord. You know, and in that way becoming detached from all the other services that we are currently performing in the material world. That is the whole idea of doing bhakti sadhana, right? That is what we want ultimately. So, for that process to be facilitated properly, we need this. So, these arrangements are given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that we can actually make tangible progress in our spiritual life. And along with that, Sri Murtira Sevana, that is deity service, that as it is said, it need not always, deity service need not always mean that, you have to serve the deity for whom Prana Pratishtha is done. Deity service can be done according to our limitations, according to Desha Kala Patra, we can perform deity service Srimurtir Shraddhaya Sevana. What is most important is that we do it with Shraddha, we do it with full faith and surrender, and we do it properly according to the Vidhi, because we are Vaidhi Sadhaka Bhaktas. So we have to follow the rules and regulations and engage in that. So by putting these five things together, everybody can make progress. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out these five things, and Srila Prabhupada created this society, international society for Krishna consciousness, so that we can actually, these five things are built into our daily life. That is how expertly Srila Prabhupada has designed these five things inside our daily sadhana system. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out, Srila Prabhupada designed, and we simply have to execute it to the best of our ability, and automatically we can be very hopeful that we will all become attracted to Krishna and gradually become detached from all the other attractions that we have. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now going to Gauda Desha. Here Vrindavan Thakur says that because he was missing Ganga, so he is going from Nilachal to Gauda Desha. And where does he go? Sarvabhauma Bhrata Vidya Vachaspati Nama Shanta Danta Dharma Shila Mahabhagyavan. Sarvabhauma had a brother named Vidya Vachaspati who was peaceful, forgiving, pious, and most fortunate. Vidya Vachaspati was the son of Pandit Visharada, a resident of Vidyanagara, and he was the brother of Sri Vasudeva Sarvabhauma. Mahaprabhu spent a few days in his house in Vidyanagar. Now, Vidya Vachaspati is the brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is the great Pandit who became a great Vaishnava by the association and influence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, Vidya Vachaspati, being family member of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, brother, so he also receives the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Mahaprabhu on his way to Gaudadesha stayed in Vidya Vachaspati's house and gave his mercy. So we see that when we talk about Mahaprabhu giving mercy, he is giving to all the different types of people. Always we are, many times, mostly we are highlighting how Mahaprabhu gave mercy to people like Jagai and Madhai, who were very fallen, like rowdies, rascals, that kind of people. So that is one side, Mahaprabhu giving mercy. On another side, we see that Mahaprabhu is also giving mercy to, big kingly type of people, Prataparudra, Maharaja Prataparudra, and he is also giving mercy to, people who are in governmental positions, like the Goswamis, and also they were serving Muslims, and then they also got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also Mahaprabhu is giving mercy to the Vedanti type of Brahmanas, you know, who are following either Brahmavada or Mayavada. And they are also getting the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said that Mahaprabhu visited Varanasi simply so that he can make that river of Krishna Prema flow through Varanasi, because Varanasi is like the seat of all the Vedantis. You know. So Mahaprabhu decided that I will pass by and I will let this Krishna Bhakti flow through the streets of Varanasi, so that let all of them become wet in that. So the mercy of the Supreme Lord can be accessed by anyone, and they can all become Vaishnavas. We need not think that, because somebody is a Mayavadi, somebody is an impersonalist, so he is not qualified to be a recipient of the mercy. Generally, as a rule, we say somebody who is envious of the personality of the Supreme Lord, because they are negating the personality of the Lord, because they are envious of that form, or that most beautiful, transcendental, and everything perfect, that kind of personality. So we can say that intrinsically there is envy that makes them deny the existence of the personality. So, as a general rule, it is said that when you are envious like that, it's very difficult. But we must also know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya. Therefore, he can make it possible for anyone and everyone to become a Vaishnava. The most stringent Mayavadi can also become a great Krishna Premi, somebody who has developed Krishna Prema. They also can become develop Krishna Prema. Somebody may be a very, what you call, a Vaishnava, but who is in the mood of awe and reverence, they can also become, you know, they can also become a Rasika Bhakta, they can become great Rasikas. One great example is Prabodhananda Saraswati, who is a Sri Vaishnava, initially from Sri Rangam. So he became a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the one who has written that wonderful kavya called Vrindavan Mahimamrita, glorifying the holy dham of Vrindavan, to the extent that uh, Prabodhananda Saraswati in Vrindavan Mahimamrita, he says that Srimati Radharani tells Lord Sri Krishna that we should expand into millions of forms, and in those millions of unlimited forms, we should offer arati to Vrindavan like that. To that extent, he glorifies Vrindavan. That entire book of shlokas, or each shloka glorifying Vrindavana like that. So again, because of the influence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became so attracted to Vrindavan, he became so attracted to Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and he could produce a masterpiece grantha like the Vrindavan Mahima. So Mahaprabhu's mercy is something that we can never fathom its depth. And that is why we need not be surprised by anybody becoming a devotee in this big wide world. Why? Because everything is possible by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. Everything is possible by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada has come to deliver that mercy. He came, he delivered that mercy throughout the world. So how Srila Prabhupada becomes an instrument in the hands of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and delivers that mercy all over the place. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to these select devotees, we can see, and he distributed mercy like that, like he is visiting Vidyavachapati's house. How many houses has Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited personally? Correct? Very selected devotees only. And he influenced those devotees who became great Vaishnavas. They became great Rasika, Mahabhagavatas. We can see that. And then it was taken, Mahaprabhu also did that by doing those big kirtans, Bada kirtans during the Rath Yatra. And while traveling all over India, distributing Harinam, also Mahaprabhu spread it. But then 500 years later, his Senapati Bhakta comes and takes it all over the world and makes lakhs and lakhs of people, hundreds of thousands of people chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and all of them become attracted to Sri Sri Radha Krishna in the Vrindavan mood. So this is all happening by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he is continuing to flow. So the gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is still transcendently in that garden of trees of Krishna Prema, he is still transcendently making those fruits available. And all the servants and assistants of Srila Prabhupada, they are plucking and distributing it all over. It's going on even now. Because we are very imperfect and we are very immature, so we are not able to see these things. But actually, it is still Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is working, through his instrument, Srila Prabhupada, and all the servants, all the anugas of Srila Prabhupada. It is still going on. And still, so many people are receiving that mercy. So, Mahaprabhu in his Leela also he showed that nobody is sort of unqualified. Oh, he's not qualified. Not at all. So, during his manifest Leela also Mahaprabhu showed that all types of people, rich people, poor people, Kolevacha Sridhar was very poor. Pundrik Vidyanidhi was very rich. So you take any category, you know. Haridas Thakur born in Musalman family, and all the Pathana Vaishnavas who became Vaishnavas by the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at that time itself Mahaprabhu proved, even at that time in Bharat, there was, the social system was still more, what you call, unequal or whatever you may want to call it. Very strict and stringent and all those things. But even within that, Mahaprabhu showed that the Harinama can be given to everybody and taken by everybody. See. So that is the, how do you say that? It is not, it is for everyone. It is for everyone. And that Mahaprabhu showed in his own way. And then Srila Prabhupada took it and really spread it all over the world to literally show that it is for everyone. And that is why, because it is for everyone only, we are all getting this. We have also become recipients of this mercy. And we are able to understand that these are the 5 most important things. And then this is the way to be engaged in these 5 things on a regular daily basis. In our daily sadhana, these 5 things are designed in such a way that these 5 things are automatically. And we all get the benefit out of it. Just that is why I keep on, the more we think about it, we understand how unfathomable the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. On the face of it, we see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moved in a very small group of very close Parshadas, with whom he discussed very confidential subject matters and everything. But then on the other side, the other aspect of his appearance itself is that, for the Yuga Dharma Prachara. So that he has done already very effectively. And it is going on. And anybody who takes that Yuga Dharma practice very seriously, they can also rise up to the level of understanding the Srimad Bhagavatam in its deepermost form. We can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prema Pumartva Mahan, that Krishna Prema, which is the ultimate topmost goal, that we can understand through the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that everybody becomes qualified for that through this process of Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting, purification in the process of sadhu sangha, sitting with other Vaishnavas, and repeatedly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. It becomes revealed. Yes, this is the Krishna Prema is the ultimate goal. And Gopi Bhartrapada Kamalayo Dasa Dasa Anudasa. To be a servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. So therefore, that becomes revealed through this process. So everybody goes through these 5, and ultimately come to the topmost level. And even at the topmost level, these 5 things keep going on in the material world. As long as we are in this material world, even if somebody becomes realized and is at the level of Krishna Prema, he continues to chant the holy name, he continues to associate with Vaishnavas, he continues to read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Even those people who are in the stage of perfection, they hear the Srimad Bhagavatam constantly. In fact, in the stage of perfection, one would like to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam 24 by 7. That's why Raghunath Das Goswami was reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam almost 10, 12 hours a day. Every day he was reciting. Why? Because so much of Bhagavata rasa he has got, taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. For us, we take Bhagavatam as medicine, 1 hour we must hear Bhagavatam or read Bhagavatam like that. It's like a medicine. But when one develops the taste, then one can read 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. One will not know the time passing by. So this five anga sadhana. This is where it takes everyone. It lifts. It is designed, structured in that way, and we simply have to be in that, and then you can. There is a verse in the Padma Purana which says that in this path, even if one goes with his eyes closed, if one is blindfolded and if he is simply going in this path, once he has entered this path, that shloka says that he will reach the destination. He doesn't have to worry. So just imagine how strong, how empowered is this path of devotional service. That once we enter it, we can reach the destination. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy ensures that we get there by this process. Sarva Parishada Sanke Sri Gaura Sundara Acham Vide Asi Uttarila Tandra Graha. Lord suddenly came to Vidyanagar with a full party and stayed there in the house of Vidyavachaspati. Vaikunthanayaka Grihe Athitipaya Padilera Vachaspati Dandavataya. Receiving the Lord of Vaikuntha as his guest, Vidyavachaspati offered obeisances falling flat before the Lord. Kenaseyanandahaila viprera sarire kividhi karibataha kichuinaspure. That Brahmana was so happy that he did not know what to do. Prabhu vatan hare kari lena alingana. Prabhu bale suna kichu amar vachana. The Lord embraced him and said, listen to my words. Chittamora hayache mathura yaite katho dina ganga snana karimu edhate. I have developed a desire to go to Mathura. I will stay here for a few days and take bath in the Ganga. Nibrite amare eka thani dibasthana yana katho dinamuni karon Ganga snana. Give me a private room so that I can stay here and bathe in the Ganga. Tabe sheshe mora madhuraya chalai vayadi more chaha iha avashya kariba. Then you can make arrangements so that I can go to Mathura. If you have affection for me, then you must do this for me. Suniya Prabhura Vakya Vidya Vachaspati Lagilena Kahite Hayya Namramati. On hearing the Lord's words, Vidya Vachaspati humbly replied, Viprabale Bhagya Sabha Vamsherayamara Yathaya Charane Dhuli Aila Thomara. The Brahmana said, it is my good fortune, it is the good fortune of my entire family that the dust from your lotus feet has blessed our house. Mora ghara dwarayata sakala tumara sukhe thaka tumi keha naja nibara. My house and everything in it belongs to you. You remain here peacefully. No one will disturb you. Sunitandra Vakya Prabhu Santosha Haila Tana Bhagye Katha Dina Tathai Rahila. The Lord was satisfied with these words. He then blessed him by staying there a few days. Here we see how Vidya Vachaspati is receiving the Lord in his house. And the very important thing that we see here is that he says here that everything I have belongs to you. This is the ideal mental state of a Vaishnava. That he actually feels, he actually realizes that everything he has belongs to Krishna, including himself. This is highlighted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu telling Sanatan Goswami, because he became sick and he had that skin disease and his skin became oozing with pus and everything. So Sanatan Goswami, he tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I want to, give up my life by jumping in front of the Ratha cart. And Mahaprabhu says no. Mahaprabhu says, no, you cannot do that. Why? Because you belong to me. You are my property, so you cannot decide for yourself. So Vaishnava means, that word Vaishnava itself means Vishnu's man or Vishnu's person. Vishnu Jana, we say. Prabhupada gave his disciple name Vishnu Jan, and he was practically Vishnu Jana, Vishnu Jan Maharaj, Prabhupada's disciple. So that feeling that I belong to Krishna and everything that I have actually belongs to Krishna. If one is able to develop that realization, then nothing more to achieve. Why? Because then everything becomes automatically dedicated to Krishna. So this is where we are trying to get. On one hand, we will say Vidyavachaspati is very fortunate, he's the brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That whole family got the special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Correct? We know about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law and everything. So we will say that, oh, these people are all very special, so they got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, they are very special, they got direct association of Mahaprabhu. But the point is that that mercy is open to everyone. That mercy is open to everyone. And like Srila Prabhupada told once that I made the good fortune for you. So we all belong under that category of Srila Prabhupada making our good fortune. We are all in that. It is not only for those disciples when Prabhupada addressing them, telling them that I made your good fortune for you. For every ISKCON follower, Srila Prabhupada has made our good fortune for us. Srila Prabhupada has given us that opportunity to become a recipient of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Belonging to any country, any color, any race, any type, any Kripana, Durjana, anybody, everybody is becoming, simply by becoming a part of Srila Prabhupada's movement, we all automatically become qualified to receive the mercy. Why? Because Prabhupada says, please give him the mercy. And he is, because he is very special, very dear. So, it happens. So we have to take advantage of that. Many times we don't know how to take advantage of that, because we have gotten it so freely and so easily, and somehow we think that I deserve this, so I've got it. So that makes us a little bit puffed up, and then we look at other people and say, very unfortunate, they did not get like that. That should not be. We are extremely fortunate to have received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and very humbly we should try to share it. Not very haughtily we should try to share it. Look at me, how much I have become, in spiritual life. You also become like that. No. That is not the attitude. Even Prabhupada did not have that attitude. Therefore, remaining very, very humble, remaining very, very humble, we should, on one hand, we should appreciate the value of what we have got through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. On the other hand, we try to give it to everybody else, because it's something that is most valuable that we have got. Like when we see Vrindavan during Kartik month, practically there won't be space in any temple. Anybody who visits Vrindavan during Kartik, they would know this. Evening Damodar Arati, you cannot, entering into Krishna Balaram temple is a big effort. The queue would be there till the road. So many people waiting to show lamb to Yashoda Damodar. Who made it possible? And people from all parts of the world, they are coming. People from all parts of north and rest of India, they are coming. How? It's all because that, the empowered Senapati Bhakta, he is the, in Vrindavan they say that he is the best ambassador of Vrindavan to the whole world is Srila Prabhupada. All the different mathas and all the sampradayas, all the sadhus, they say this. It is because of Swami Maharaj that today, you know, so many people are getting the mercy of Vrindavan Dham. So many people are able to lay their foot on Sri Vrindavan Dham. Why? All of them should be thankful and pay their obeisance to Srila Prabhupada first and foremost for having made it possible. That there is something like Kartik month, there is worship of Yashoda Damodar, there is this month that gives so much of benefit. How so many people come to know? It's all Srila Prabhupada. Delivering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So this is how this whole thing works. You know, this agency of mercy, this agency opened by Srila Prabhupada. Mercy is flowing. In Kartik month, everybody is doing satsanga, everybody is doing Damodar program, everybody is giving deep dan. So many things are going on. Very wonderfully. So many people are benefiting. So we should remember it all started with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to Vrindavan and again rekindling all the places where the pastimes happened. Then sending Rupa Sanatana Goswamis, telling them, you make all those places come live again. So actually everybody today, we are all seeing it through the eyes of Rupa Sanatana Goswamis. All the pastime places of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is carrying everybody to Vrindavan, through his instructions. Everybody is coming to Vrindavan and everybody is able to see Vrindavan through the eyes of the Goswamis, who did that on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you see how this, as a whole team, how it works and how everybody becomes recipient of this. And this is something that is transcendently wonderful. Sometimes you step back and look at it, it looks like an entire magical thing unfolding. But we don't have to think that it is magical, because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does it, there is, it's always very much possible, and you know, there is no need for any astonishment, because for the Lord nothing is impossible. So that's happening. Everybody is getting the mercy. Everybody is benefiting. So we should not only make sure everybody benefits, we should also make sure that we also benefit by practicing. So this is for today. I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Down the start. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hi, Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. As always, such a beautiful class. We just celebrated the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada, and this seemed like a continuation of that. And how
Yeah, I'm still having the hangover of that last 2 days, so it just carried on like that. I'm sorry.
No, Prabhuji. No, why? Sorry, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. And how beautifully you link the verses to your mood. And you talked about the 5 limbs of devotional service, which Mahaprabhu emphasized. How Srila Prabhupada designed everything in our sadhana so that we perform those 5 limbs beautifully every day, and we just have to follow it. And I was taken aback when you said Prabhupada has opened this agency of mercy. It's such a beautiful phrase, such a beautiful phrase. And yes, we always talk about Mahaprabhu's mercy, but you were saying Like the way you said it made us aware, like how it falls everywhere. Of course, the most fallen to the opulent kings, to the impersonalists, the most, I mean, how can I say, a very, very staunch Mayavadi also can get converted. So very beautifully done class, Prabhuji. And how Srila Prabhupada is bringing this message of mercy all through the world, and he's the ambassador of Vrindavan. Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really relished your class. Very grateful to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, is there any realization or questions to Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, so glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the very, very wonderful class, as Chinmay Vrajpriya Mataji has already glorified. Of course, I don't have any question, but thank you for linking this entire class for Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day that we just celebrated recently. And how much grateful we should be because of Prabhupada only today we are here and we are hearing your classes. So thank you, Prabhuji. Class was very nice and very beautiful realizations you have shared. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. We have Praladananda Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji, you can go ahead.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji and Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Very
Hare Krishna,
nice.
Prabhupada.
Very nice. You were mentioning about one slok from Padma Puran regarding the efficacy of process of bhakti, but I think
Yeah.
there is a similar in 11th canto.
Yeah, that is actually the sloka what you have put in the chat box. That is the correct
Yeah,
sloka.
that's the one I was
There is
thinking.
something else in Padma Purana. I just got mixed up a bit.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought maybe there was another reference to that. That's right. But it's a beautiful Yana Asta Naro Rajan.
Yeah,
Napramajit
that is
Karne.
Nime Navayogendra Samvat.
That's right. Yes.
That
Yeah.
is the
Thank
sloka I
you.
meant to say.
Oh, I
But
see.
it came out as Padma Purana.
I thought maybe there was another reference which I didn't know. So I thought.
Yeah, Padma
Okay.
Purana. Yesterday I was hearing a lecture, so there is something else from Padma Purana.
Oh, I see. Okay. No
So I
problem.
got these two things mixed up. So I should apologize for that.
But we are getting a very good association and encouragement in our bhakti with, erudite scholars who come every morning and give us association. So nice, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Praladanand Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. There are no more realizations or questions. With your permission, shall we end the call, Prabhuji? Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Govardhan Giri Prabhuji ki jai.
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 Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the beautiful
Prabhuji.
class,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.